Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here, along with the Nacho Man, Don Sloan. It is a Thursday, so you know what that means. Not only do we have the 9-minute Phill-Up, but later tonight at 7 o'clock at 7 Rangers Entertainment at the Fort Steuben Mall in Steubenville, we have News 9 Sports.
Oh, that is tonight.
That is tonight. Yes. Well,
that must be why we have these on.
That's why we're wearing these, and that's why we're going to be there at 5:30 to get everybody ready on the newscast. And then at 7 o'clock, the show begins. And for you, and for me, I love it too. It too. But it is a huge weekend. You love NASCAR, and I love the Daytona 500. But I mean, if my love for the Daytona 500 pales in comparison to your love for the 500.
Well, somebody asked me the other day, it was 2 weeks ago, they were talking or last week at church about the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And they're like, what do you think about the Super Bowl? Are you excited? I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of either team. I'm like, honestly, I'm thinking Daytona 500.
There you go.
I mean, this to me, it's one of it's the great American race. What a way to start the year off with, like a better term, your World Series, your Super Bowl, what have you. But the Daytona 500, a credible event. We've got it on our station. We've got it on Fox 9 at 2:30. And on tonight's show, the first half hour of the show, we'll be talking Daytona 500. And then at the end of the show, with our picks with the wizard, with the guru, Sean Campbell, the M&M Hardware locks, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if Sean Campbell can pick a NASCAR race.
You're giving credit to his son now, Scott's
or Scotty. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But anyhow, tonight we have got Kevin Gladman, and he's from Caddis, and he is a mechanic with Chris Buescher and RFK Racing, and
he's got some history at that time.
Owned by Brad Keselowski and Jack Roush and the Fenway Sports Group, which is also involved with the Penguins. So everything's always interconnected. And Kevin has won a Daytona 500 with Austin Dillon. So we talked to him about the Daytona 500 win, some different things there as well. Also, we have got Jake Seminara. I mean, we're not messing around with guests.
No,
okay?
We
don't have drivers. We didn't want to go for drivers. We want to dig deeper, go deeper and see who we can get. So we've got a Daytona 500 winning mechanic in Chris Buescher, who's from Caddis, and we've got the champ defending champion is Joey Logano. Yeah. Okay, he's the Cup champion, Joey Logano.
He's got 3 of them.
And his rear tire changer, is Jake Seminara, who played football at Steubenville Big Red, and he's now won 3. He won one with Kyle Busch Cup title, and he also won 2 with Joey Logano. And not only that, I mean, boy, I tell you what, Jake's resume is impressive. I mean, he's got 50 career wins, and we'll talk about that tonight. And I mean, he's won the Brickyard 3 times. He's won the All-Star race twice. But looking for that elusive Daytona 500 win. Now, on the other hand, we've got Kevin Gladman's already won the Daytona 500. He has 7 career wins. So it'll give you a lot of insight talking to these 2 guys.
And very interesting to listen to them and how they prep for the big race and all that goes into it. Now, we want to remind you that at 7 o'clock, that's when the show starts, News 9 Sports on the Go. But this week, we want to remind you of this, or tell you this if you don't know. It is going to be at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It will be just 8 o'clock. It will just be on WTOV 9 YouTube channel. That's where it'll be. So at 7 o'clock, it's the WTOV 9 YouTube channel. Then at 9 o'clock, it'll be presented on the WTOV 9 Facebook page. So just want to make sure you're aware of that. If you're looking for it, you usually watch it on Facebook. You can do that at 9. But if you want to watch it at 7 when it's live, that's on the WTOV 9 YouTube channel. You talked about big events and big, championship moments and stuff like that. Well, nobody has better championship moments than Valley Converting. Valley Converting, they're number one. Championships year in, year out for Mike Biasi and the crew in the gem city of T-Town, Toronto, Ohio. You have paper products you want to recycle. It's Valley Converting, everybody. Let's hear from them now.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It is the 9-Minute Phill-Up. I am Bill Phillips, along with the Nacho Man, Don Sloan. And we were talking about the WTOV9 YouTube channel. You can see it at 7 o'clock there. Well, one of the great things you can do on YouTube is make comments as the show goes along. We found that out during Sports Friday on the Go. People like to comment on what we were doing, how the show was going. But, tonight, make the comments. Ask us questions. We'll be able to see them and talk about them.
Yeah, News 9 Sports on the Go tonight at 7 o'clock until 8 at 7 Ranges. Then it'll be on Facebook at 9 o'clock. So, but the live from 7 till 8, log on to YouTube, WTOV9 YouTube, and make your comments. We can have interaction. Tell us, who your favorite NASCAR driver is, who you think will win the race, whatever we're talking about. Try to join in, and we'll have you interact with us. Also, another way to interact with us, and I've done this a few years now, and it's the News 9 Sports on the Go. Fantasy racing on NASCAR.com. So if you go on to NASCAR.com and you scroll down the left side and you click on fantasy and do a search, fantasy NASCAR, you pick your 5 drivers. It's fun. It's easy. They keep your points each week and throughout the year, but you can go on to NASCAR.com fantasy and search and find News 9 Sports on the Go. That's the name of our league. So you can get on there, and
if you're looking for the 2025 champion, look for Dad's Chicken. That's the name of the team that's going to do right here. Dad's Chicken. We're going to win it all this year.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm very good at this.
I know you are. I know you are. Good at it. So that's why when it's still even at 0-0, I got to do my little braggadocio talking, because once the season starts, you usually I'm in the rear view.
It's a whole lot of fun. So log on, do that if you've never done fantasy. It's very easy.
It makes the race even more frustrating when you're cheering for a race and your driver, you're like, oh, come on. No, that can't be. Or you see there's an accident and your guy goes, it's just, it's a killer. But when your guy wins, nothing better.
But a great show tonight. News 9 Sports on the Go. And yes,
I think there's going to be, Don, I don't mean to cut you off, but I really think, well, I did mean to cut you off so I could say this, but I really do think with these 2 interviews that everyone's going to get to watch tonight, I think people are going to have new race teams, or they're going to root for the team that they work for, just because they're local guys. They're from the Valley, and they're as good as it gets in the business. So to be able to root for somebody from your home area, that's fantastic.
And the qualifying races are tonight. So the first one gets away on FS1 around 7 o'clock or so. But Jake Seminara's team, Joey Logano, Kevin Gladman's team, Chris Buescher, they're both in the second race. So you won't miss their races at all, or have a second screen if you're watching the qualifying race, and have us up there as well. And we've got the Daytona 500 on Sunday, and Green Flag is to be around 2:30. I think the pre-race is 12:30 or so.
And that's on Fox 9. So you want to catch that. Now, not to shift gears.
Oh, you're throwing axes tonight, by the way.
Throwing axes tonight
at 7 Ranges. I don't know what the food is tonight, but Bill will be doing
I catch with one of the axes, man.
Axe throwing.
There you go.
Boom.
All right, I haven't thrown an axe in a while.
Yep.
I do remember doing that at Sports Channel. It was a long, long time. It was a big full axe. So I think these are more like a hatchet. So it'll be interesting. We'll have some fun. We're gonna have some fun one way or the other. One of the things that we had as a topic last week, very briefly, was, are you paying attention to the Pittsburgh Penguins? And the answer was no, and we moved on to the next topic.
Correct.
Last night, and this I found this interesting today. Yesterday, I was sitting with my son Ian, and we were watching a soccer game, and he was talking about the Four Nations tournament. And he was talking about Sidney Crosby and who was going to be on his line, Connor McDavid, and just and then producer extraordinaire Jordan. She's a big Crosby fan, big Connor McDavid fan. We were talking just a little while ago about Crosby and his performance last night. Jeff Exline brought it up. So all of a sudden, it just takes a big game. And the thing is, everyone's so tied into Sidney Crosby and his career. It's great to see him play on a team where his talents right now are still.
That's like, as a hockey fan, you want to see
them
play together.
Absolutely. You want to see the best play with the best. And unfortunately for the Penguins right now, he's not going to do it. But last night, 3 assists. Yeah. And but you said maybe that upper body injury was just
he'd missed the last few games with the Penguins and injured. No, I think he was resting up, getting ready for this. But any hockey player from Canada there's no bigger honor than playing a game with that maple leaf on your sweater.
I don't think he's Olympic competition and competitions like this or world. I don't think he's lost. He's won 20. They've won 26 straight games with him on the team in international competition. He had the golden goal against the United States. I mean, he's had the two.
I remember where I was. That's one of the odd. I remember where I was when that
I remember where I was when he showed up in Pittsburgh for the first time as an 18-year-old at the airport. And I'm all of a sudden I'm staying there and everyone's getting. And I asked the first couple of questions of him, and it was basically something. Well, you're here. What do you expect? And the whole thing. And talk about a guy that has lived up to the hype, has never, ever had any issues with anything in terms of anything negative, and and he will treat you with he will. I don't know. I'm sitting so far away from the microphone. He will treat you with respect. I actually said
because you got the super fancy chair.
I do. But I actually remember saying to his dad, and I'm the same age as his dad, and I said, Mr. Crosby, he was like, Troy, please, I want. It was at a practice, and I just said to him, I said, I have to just congratulate you on your wife and you, how you raised your son. He is so polite, and he's not walking around with a big head. He knows how good he is, but he's the best in the world for how long? And he just goes about his business and just takes care of business and is never a problem for anybody. It's a sensational career. One of my favorite things I've ever seen in person is a table like this in the locker room in Detroit when they won their first cup, and the cup's there and Sydney's standing here and I'm a few feet away over there. And he fills up the top of the cup with a beer or champagne, I can't remember what it was. And he goes, Dad, here you go. And his dad's smile was like this. And Sidney was, and I was just like, and I tell the story, I always get choked up. But it's just one of those moments where you're like, wow, this guy has done exactly what everyone thought he would do. So couldn't be more excited for him.
All right. So we're going to put a bow on that by tying hockey and NASCAR together. Okay. Because when we interviewed Jake Seminara this week, we brought it. We're interviewing him. Okay. And there's all these NASCAR trophies and so forth. But you can't help but notice there's hockey sticks. There's a corner. You can see, hey, that's like Crosby or somebody's. And his place where he's doing the interview from was just like his rec room, whatever, but completely decked out in Penguin stuff. So I said, Jake, can you send us some photos of can put us underneath the interview? I mean, people get tired of looking at us all the time. We need something stimulating, like photos or something. So anyway, two of the pictures.
We're not stimulating.
I've learned from you. This is a circuitous route to get to what I'm talking about tying NASCAR with hockey. Two of the photos, like world top of the line NASCAR crew guy, pit crew guy, tire changer Jake Seminara. Two of the pictures. I'm expecting pictures of the cup, victory lane stuff. Pictures of Jake with Pierre LaRouche.
Yeah. That's a good guy.
And Mario Lemieux.
Two great guys.
Two of the photos I got.
And I'll tell you what, and just to take another route, those are two great guys. And Sydney learned from Mario how to treat people, I think, because Mario treats everybody really well. And I remember the first Stanley Cup we covered in '91 when they won their first cup. They played Boston, and myself and Del Bears, photographer, we went up there. There was about 1,000 people around Mario's locker after they won game 3 or whatever it was in the series. So I go in the locker room, and in the old Mellon Arena, there was their equipment room where they took their equipment off, left it there, and then they had the middle room, which was basically where they'd eat, watch TV, whatever, and then they had the shower room and their actual lockers with their clothes. So I'm walking through, and I see Mario, and I said, Mario, I hate to bother you. I said, is there any chance I could get you for 2 questions? I said, we couldn't even see you in the scrum. And he said, well, let me get a shower and I'll see what I can do and the whole thing. And I looked at Del and we both came, he's not coming back. Well, about 2 minutes later, he taps me on the shoulder. He says, hey, you want to do that interview? And I'm thinking, this is the best hockey player in the world right now. Okay. And he came over, tapped me on the shoulder, took the time. I literally asked, I said 2, so I asked him 2. And he was, that's it. And I said, I promise you just 2, so I can't. But there's something. The hockey guys get it.
Well, I see where you have that mindset because I've been with you with that. You're like, oh my goodness, yeah, he's not coming back. We would go to spring training for like a week, 6 days, whatever. Yeah. And the first day, okay, we want to get him, and him. First day we go, we're going for the big fish right off the bat.
Yep.
Oh, no. And literally the last day, you're still trying to get the three guys that were the three guys you were trying to get that first day. It's major league athletes can be very tricky and scarce when they want to be.
Yep.
The best line I ever had there, Jim Tomey, I was trying to get him after an Indians practice in spring training, and don't have time. I'm going turkey hunting. I'm like, okay, I respect that. But I got him the next day.
Turkey hunting. Yeah, I remember trying to get him, and he said, well, I'll get you later when I come out. And he thought we had probably left, and he comes out, and he looks at me, and I said, get you for that interview? And he just went, I'm caught. I got nowhere to go. So he's like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
The best, though, because I never did get this interview. This was the completely I want no party whatsoever.
Yeah.
Omar Vizquel is sitting there with somebody, and they've got popsicle sticks, and they're building a house or something out of popsicle sticks. Omar, can I talk? No, I'm busy. He's busy. So more important than doing an interview with me was building a house out of popsicle sticks. And what a way to end a Phill-Up with that story.
Exactly. That's a good one. And we'll have more stories like
that.
It's like
a banana in your tailpipe.
Exactly. We'll have more stories like that on News 9 Sports on the Go tonight from Seven Ranges. Please, if you can, come out to Seven Ranges at the Fort Steuben Mall. Wear your team gear, whatever you want, and we'll talk to you about sports. And again, tonight, 7 o'clock on the YouTube channel, WTOV 9 YouTube channel. You can make comments. You can do all that stuff. It's at 7 o'clock. Then at 9 o'clock, it'll be on Facebook as well. But we're hoping that you join us at 7 o'clock. We're looking forward to a big show. Again, have to thank Valley Converting for their sponsorship of the 9-Minute Phill-Up. Have to thank Don Sloan, the Nacho Man, for stopping by. Have to thank producer extraordinaire Jordan for all that she does. I mean, she adds comments. She's running the board. She's doing the whole thing. We want to be able to have a show without her.
We're well over 9 minutes.
Yes, I feel good about that because we're always over 9 minutes. Okay. All right. Till next time, everybody. Don, you know the two rules. Have fun. And always try your best. Till next time, everybody. We'll see you later. Thanks for joining us. Can't thank you enough for joining.